This is not a typical whiskey review because we don't want to shame the person that said, nah, we don't want to talk shit about their whiskey right in front of them. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the StickMen podcast. I'm Reggie Kimball, aka StickMen number 1. You know what time it is again. If you like to puff, if you like to sip, if you like to talk a little shit when you're doing it, otherwise the chat, you came to the right place. We want to educate you a little bit. Hopefully, I can't talk again today, Simp.
You all right?
Hopefully you leave with a little bit more information, a little bit more knowledge than what you came in here with, right? So, without further ado, I'm here with StickMen Simp.
Hey y'all, what's up?
And I'm here with a special guest, Nic Vaughn of ASW Distillery.
What's up? How's it going, fellas?
Good to
be back again.
All right.
Welcome to the StickMen podcast.
It's good to be back, man. I feel like we just did this yesterday, right?
I know, right? So
Yeah.
for those who don't remember, Simp hadn't joined the team yet, but I sat down with ASW. Shout out to my boy Charlie.
Yes,
What's up with
Charlie.
Everybody's doing well. What's up, Charlie? Sat down with Charlie and Nick, and we kicked it in front of the ASW building and just really kind of just talked about life, talked about their journey in this business. And I said, let's come back and do it again. And lo and behold, here we are with Mr. Nick to do it again.
Yes,
So welcome back.
stoked to be here. Stoked to be here.
We're glad to have
So,
you here,
yeah.
man. Just in case you forgot, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, comment and let us know what you think. And
Notification bell.
the notification bell.
We
Thank
need
you,
that.
miss.
Hit
Thank
the
you,
notification
son.
bell. That way
Thank
you
you, see?
keep you up. Keep
See,
you up on the
somebody's
newest-
got to keep me right.
Hey,
Somebody got to
that's
keep
what we
me right.
have. We lift each other up.
And special shout out to our home away from home,
Exactly.
the patio. We're in the
Yes.
member room at the patio, so shout out to Keith, Gary.
Give you a
George.
round of applause.
Appreciate you, brothers.
Round of applause.
Thank you for allowing us to invade your space and hang out and get our puff sip chat on. So today we got something in front of us that you might have seen or may not have seen before. It's called Duality Double Malt. That's what we're going to talk about today. This is not a typical whiskey review because we don't want to shame the person that said, nah, we don't want to talk shit about their whiskey right in front of them. But no, actually, you'll hear in a little bit that there's really nothing to talk shit about.
Not at all.
Unless it's
Not
good
at all.
shit because
it's real good.
It's incredible. When you guys took me through a tasting a while back, what did I say? I said that duality. That's the one.
I feel like it was just one of those things. The cigar and the duality were meant to be, man. So we've been kind of following this trail for the last couple months and just kind of, getting the word out to all our cigar smoking friends that you want a good good sipper, good compliment to the old stick. It's one of my favorites.
And you know what? The design. It's a man's bottle.
Yes.
I mean, it's for the ladies too, but I just like the
Hopefully we
design.
got a close up on this because this Duality Double Malt is just the bottle itself is kind of sick in my opinion. The design,
Labeling of it is
labeling
beautiful.
is nice. So.
Yeah, we obviously we pay attention to what's in the glass, but I think, and you guys know this from a branding perspective with cigars, whiskeys, whatever it is, like the label kind of tells it all. And I think for us, we're thankful to have Chad Ralston, who's our CMO, resident Acorn officer is what we call him, designing all these labels. And, he's done an incredible job. So
Pretty creative dude, obviously.
he is a creative dude. He is a funny dude. He's a smart dude. He is well beyond his years. So
That's all right.
shout out to Chad for all the work he does. So
Good job on
Good
the
job,
labeling
Chad.
there, Chad.
Yeah.
Excellent.
So before we get into this, and we're going to be talking about duality, folks, so just bear with me a second. A lot has happened since we had you on the show the last time.
Yeah.
So there's a little location that opened up, something called
Just a teeny
ASW
bit.
at the Battery. Just something tiny,
something
right?
tiny, yeah.
So
yeah.
how's that going, man?
So it has been a whirlwind. We'll
Okay.
be honest. I was actually over there last night, and we had a little shindig with some of our accounts and reps, and it was great coming back and just see. I mean, it was a Monday, and it was packed. I think when we got into this endeavor, I mean, this has been a year and a half, 2 years in the making. And anytime you're opening up a facility, no matter what it is, you're always going to run into roadblocks. But I think the timing of this opening, which was our grand opening was March 27th, it's just good timing. We seeing hopefully coming out of this fog that is COVID, And then with the Braves announcing, the 100% attendance, we're getting, the floodgates are opening
right now.
Yeah,
right?
and everybody on the staff has done a great job over there. We are locked and loaded, and just rolling through it, man. It's been crazy.
Are you seeing more traffic before the game or after the game?
So actually, it's funny. We're getting it all. We're getting pre, we're getting during, we're getting post. Yeah. I think we're all in kind of the same boat in the Battery with trying to handle the crowds pre and post. Now that you're going to get 45 plus hanging out at these games, it's a little more of a challenge to kind of to make sure we accommodate everyone and that we have the staff to take care of everyone. But it has been it's been pretty smooth sailing.
Okay.
I like the setup. It's room for people to stand. It's a little room for people to sit, but it's open.
Yeah,
which it's like you designed it for that crowd.
Well, we had a lot of practice, right? For the first two, the Distillery and the Exchange, and we knew when the Braves approached us a couple of years ago that we wanted to have a space that was inviting, B, that would showcase who we are, what we are, but also give people good time and experience. It's what it's about.
So what can they expect when they go to ASW?
So it is a veritable smorgasbord of ASW whiskeys and now vodka. Because now we are distilling vodka.
Yet to have. I'm looking forward to that.
Well, I may have
a
treat for you, Reggie.
Okay,
I may have a treat for you guys. Don't worry, I'll take care of you guys.
All right, appreciate that.
So we really wanted to design it to almost have almost like you're sitting in a locker room, in a professional major league baseball locker room. So it's very clean, modern, but very inviting. Full bar staff. So it's a little more of an extension of the Distillery and the Exchange, in that we're a little more varied with our drink approach. So not only can you walk in, get your tour, get the staff to explain what ASW is, what the whiskeys are, but you can also hang out, have some slushies, have some cocktails.
Okay. Can I eat there?
Not yet. Not yet.
Okay.
But we are in talks with Chef Linton Hopkins from Holman and Finch and St. Ciella's.
That, you can, because you do sell boxes of Cracker Jacks.
That's true, we do.
I don't know about you, Sean, but
you mean a little more with that?
I need a little bit more than Cracker Jacks
but I'm just saying,
when it's time to get down.
Technically speaking, but
so we're in the process. They're very good friends of ours, and hopefully in the coming weeks we're going to be a little more prepared with the food. But it's always been about just having some whiskey and then I think the great thing about the Battery is that you can literally walk across the street and you've got 20 restaurants to eat at. So we want to keep the scope, the experience of ASW, but we are looking. Obviously, we're always looking for partners with things like that. So it's we're 2.5 months in. We're still got the training wheels on a little bit.
Still learning as you
go.
So,
but yeah, it is. You can walk into the Battery and you can have 3 or 4 drinks in you without even knowing it. The slushies are dangerous. I'm just telling you guys, if you ever go over there, get the slushies.
Get the slushie. I have not had the slushie. I'm coming to get the slushie.
We do a Fiddler and Mexican Coke slushie. It is divine.
Okay.
Yeah. So you've had them. Okay,
cool.
Okay.
Both of them.
Nice.
Okay. I'm coming.
Is it 3? There's 2 or 3.
Yeah, we've got one with Bustletown. Actually, a couple with Bustletown and some Fiddler. So we're covering all the bases.
Fiddler.
Yeah, man.
Nothing wrong with that. So congratulations.
Yeah, thank you.
To you and the team.
Yeah, no, it's
for pulling that off. I know it's been a labor of love. A lot of hard work has gone into it. And I hear nothing but fantastic things coming from it. I have yet to go and hang out. I've been there, but just to hang out and really get my drink on, that's coming.
Yeah, it's coming.
And I will Uber that night just for everybody.
Yes, yeah.
In case people wondering, I will Uber.
And we love the Braves, but non-Braves game, when it's Braves games, expect a lot of excitement and mayhem and craziness, which is what we want. You want a little more of a low-key experience coming on off day. We're open every day. The Battery's open every day of the week. Okay. So a lot more flexible with our hours there than we are at the other 2 spots. So, but yeah, man, we can't wait. It's going to be great.
That's awesome.
So, yeah.
Well, we're going to shift gears for a second.
Quick shift.
Gears.
I know what's coming.
To why we're actually here. We're here to celebrate something, and we're here to celebrate Duality.
Good booze.
Duality Double Malt. For those who don't know, Duality Double Malt is actually Georgia's first ever gold whiskey.
Double gold.
Whiskey.
Double
malt gold whiskey.
We got the
so
two
first
golds.
of all, I'm going to show my naivety. I'm going to show my ignorance here a little bit.
Yeah.
Until I met you guys and started learning about ASW, I knew about single malt. I knew about blends, knew about bourbons, Irish whiskeys, but I'll be honest, I didn't know what a double malt was.
Yeah.
Tell people what a double malt is.
Yeah,
man.
so it's Reggie, you're not the only one that's asked this. This has been something that is a very unique whiskey in that nobody's really doing it, and it actually was kind of a happy accident. We like to tell the story. Justin, who is our master distiller, who's the genius behind everything that goes in these bottles. This was a case of not having enough rye malt to actually put in our Resurgence. So Resurgence is our other brand, single malt rye.
So you didn't have enough of something.
We didn't have enough grain, and Justin was kind of stuck. And he's like, well, we can either wait for the remaining grain to come in so I can do a full run of Resurgence, or I can see what else I've got laying around. And Justin loves his grain. He was a brewer by trade, had a home brew shop in Athens, but he's a whiskey guy at heart, and especially the single malt stuff. But he's like, well, okay, I got this, but I also have some of this malted barley over here, because we use a lot of malted barley in our whiskeys. So as you guys know, a lot of the bulk of our whiskeys have a high malt content. And what that means is we malt a lot of our grains. So whether it's a wheat, a rye, corn, whatever it is, that malting gives it that smoothness, that sweetness, that roundness. So we had, Justin had some malted barley that happened to be cherry wood smoked. Don't ask me what it was doing there. Justin loves to, tinker and play, and that's the beautiful thing about a craft distillery, right? We have flexibility to kind of do whatever we want. If it fails, cool, we'll go on to the next one. Luckily, we haven't really failed at all. So, but the question,
was anybody around when Justin came up with this?
So, to my knowledge, no.
Okay, so part 2.
Yeah.
You sure he just didn't walk by and accidentally knocked it in and said, "Oh my goodness"?
But let me taste this before
and then
I
let
go
me taste
move
this.
on.
Like, oh my God, I think I came up with something. Hey guys, I came up with a new.
Well, when you go to the website, it says it was a happy accident.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
A
happy accident.
There you go.
Yep. Yeah. No, it's kind of funny because a few of some of the releases that we've done or some of the whiskeys that he's tinkered with, they have been. I mean, we're doing this. It's no guarantee, right? We can throw that mash in there, distill it. It may turn out like shit. We don't know. Luckily, Justin has enough experience that when he has an idea and he throws it in the still, it's more likely going to come out really good. And I think that was his premise here. And he's like, look, man, I love my single malts, I love my bourbons, I love my ryes. Nobody's doing this. And the unique thing about this is it's actually 2 mash bills. So that rye mash bill that we use for Resurgence and this malted barley mash bill that's been cherry wood smoked. And we actually mash it and distill them together. So this isn't like some places where you're doing separate runs of different mashes and then we just blend it. It all goes in the pot, all goes into the fermenter, and then it goes into the still, and then he just runs it. Again, a double distillation, which all of our whiskeys are made, besides our Irish.
And if you really want to get into the details, check out our episode with ASW.
Yeah.
Charlie, their CEO, did a great job of breaking down the whole process.
Yes.
So,
It was.
We love our whiskey, and we will talk. Reggie knows this. We'll talk forever until you shut us up. But it's easy to kind of go off on all these tangents and talk about our whiskeys because they're so great. But it was a true, really a shot in the dark, and it was really our first double gold medal in Georgia of any whiskey. And it's just one of those things you can't explain it almost when you taste it. when I talk to people, it's just like they look at me and they're like, I don't know what to think of this, but it's just truly amazing. So that's kind of what it is. It's kind of this Dr. Jekyll and Hyde kind of effect, you know, of just you know, it's almost like Scotch and rye had a baby. It's exactly what I tell people.
Scotch
you
and
know
rye
what?
had a baby.
Yeah. So
I like that.
Yeah.
So now you've been talking about it. So now I can't wait to just go ahead and let's start sipping right now. Is that not why we're here?
I've already started.
So we have some people in the audience. Y'all want to sip too at some point?
Sure.
So y'all sip. So we got some folks. Everybody's gonna sip. So
we have to.
So give us a second. We're gonna pour it. And the reason we are here today is to do a little duality. And so before we do it, you know, we puffing, we sipping, we chatting. What you guys puffing on, Sim? What you got over there, bro?
Puffing on an Alec Bradley Black Market Estelle. Nice and smooth.
Shout out to Alec Bradley. I spoke to them in CPE,
down there.
and they're gonna be on the podcast at some point here this summer. So we're working on
Alec
that.
Bradley.
Yeah. What you got over there?
Yeah, I am smoking on this Gurkha 18 year, and it's divine.
Awesome.
It's medium body, but it's got a little spice behind it. Really nice, especially with the duality. So yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
And I am puffing on a Carolina Blue.
Ooh.
And shout out to my man Chris Moore up in Carolina. I met him at TP as well.
Okay, cool.
He blessed me with a couple sticks, and man, this is beautiful. So all the sticks are just gorgeous, and just have a great flavor, great quality to them. So Carolina Blue Cigars, check out for their podcast coming up soon as well. So, but duality, man, time to nose this baby a little bit.
Yeah, let's dive in.
So. They say it's a little cherry, and I'm gonna tell you right away. I get some cherry right off the bat. You know, it hits you as soon as you put your nose on it.
Yeah. I think the unique thing about this is you're getting that dual personality, right? That a little bit of spice on the nose, but those stewed, like I get almost like overripe plums, cherries, and yeah, it's there's definitely that fruit aspect, but to me, a little bit of, you know, almost like some honeyness and some, you know, almost like some earthiness, just that slight smoke.
Well, I get a little smoke, but it's not like a smoke that you would get from a scotch,
it's
right?
Or a peated scotch,
but it's nice and faint.
It's very, very faint. Thank you, Simp. See,
Sim's
vocabulary is better than mine sometimes.
Yeah, we like that subtle smoke, right? We're not, you know, with when you're smoking any kind of grain with a wood, whether it's hickory, apple, cherry, etc. You're dealing in a different domain than your peat smoke, your Lagavulins or Foigs. They're going to have a lot of other things. Those are going to
blow you out. Those are a lot.
Yeah. This we wanted almost like a campfire type smoke, but in a very subtle way. And I think with that rye spiciness, it's just a good dynamic that you have. It kind of complements a little bit of that depth, the tannins from the rye grain. But yeah, it's actually beautiful. For me, this is kind of our nightcap. It's our sipper. This is the one that I will not screw with mixing it or anything. At the very least, I may put it on a big cube. But I think you have to kind of appreciate it for, you know, just drinking it on its own, because it is just so almost dessert-like.
I'm gonna say we should shut up and cheers.
Yeah, cheers. Yeah. Cheers, guys.
Cheers.
Duality.
That is just as good as the first time I had it.
Yeah.
And it really does go good with a cigar. It's almost like a 1-2 punch.
And the first time I had this, I didn't get it, but maybe it's psychological. But I was reading up on what I should get in this, and it says we should get a little toffee, which I don't have the toffee. My taste buds aren't detecting toffee necessarily, but it also says we should get coffee. And my taste buds are definitely picking up on some coffee right now.
I get for me, I'm with you. For me, when I first tried it, it was like almost like burnt sugar or butterscotch. You know, when you kind of overcook sugar or you're making molasses or something like that, you get that almost that slight burn to where you know you've kind of like screwed it with whatever you're doing with the sugar, but it gets that again. And I think that's where kind of some of the smokiness comes from too. But yeah. Definitely butterscotch for me. Definitely that yes, the coffee, the earthiness, almost like chicory. If you ever had chicory coffee,
okay, I've never had chicory coffee.
Oh my god, it's fantastic.
But that's something we got to try.
That also makes the whole coffee hint, though, makes it really go even better. I think that's the piece that makes it go so well with a cigar. In my opinion.
And that's where I get the 1-2 punch from. Okay. It's like right there, bam, bam.
Yeah, it's interesting because I mean we've talked about this in the past. I've always thought, to have to do pairings with cigars, if you're going in those Maduros or those bold, spicy, earthy flavors, you would need something sweeter, smoother, more honey to complement it. But I feel like it's the exact opposite. Mm-hmm. I would never think to drink Tire Fire, which is our peated whiskey, with a cigar, but I think the boldness of the Tire Fire kind of complements those types of cigars. So I think with this, you're getting just so many different flavors that can probably work with a lot of different styles of cigars.
I agree.
So, yeah.
What you guys think off screen there? Y'all like it?
Delightful.
Okay, see? So I got another question. So those who watch our podcast know that StickMen #1 walks around with this little whiskey dropper here. And when as a Scotch guy, I like to put a drop or two. Should I consider that this? Have you done that with this? I have not done it with this.
Yeah, so
because it tastes delicious as is.
Absolutely, and the water thing is it's all personal preference. We especially with if anybody's had a cask strength whiskey before, sometimes those whiskeys can be really tight and closed off, and sometimes you need to add that water to just kind of break everything up, open it up. With Dualities, you're at 86 proof, so you're not too high, but a few drops of water is never going to hurt. It's always going to change kind of that structure of the whiskey, no matter what it is, no matter high the proof it is. I also think getting a really good Cuba ice that will be a slow melt will always help too. But when it comes down to it, man, it's all palate, personal preference.
I want to tell people what I get. I'm just curious now. Out of curiosity, why I'm on camera, I got to put a little.
You do that while I relight up here.
Sam, do you want to try it?
Yes, I do.
I always like to tell people, so if you're going to try that one more, if you're going to try the Duality Double Malt, and I definitely suggest that you try it, you will fall in love with it. But I always like to tell you the different flavors or the palate you might get, the tasting notes you get from going 100% neat or putting a drop or two of water in. See if it changes the nose any. Changes the nose slightly. Actually, it took away a little bit of the cherry for me personally.
Okay.
Took a slight bit of the cherry away. Just only slightly.
Still good, but
good.
I like it without.
It changed it, but not enough for me to say.
Exactly. That's why it's like it's
sometimes with some of the single malts, with that drop of one drop of water, you get a dramatic
it just
change.
Opens it up.
But this, you don't get a big enough change to say it's worth it. I say stick with it 100% neat as is. Don't do your Scotch thing, people, for those who were wondering. Just go 100% as is.
100%
not
neat.
Put Coca-Cola in
this.
We will hunt your ass down and shoot you.
Yes.
I'm sorry. We won't shoot anybody. I don't believe in violence.
We'll just scorn you a little.
But we will scorn you.
I think, and the great thing about having water like that is, you start small, right? 2-3 drops should be good. If you need more, add more, man. There's no rules here.
There's no rules.
But of course, like we say, it's personal preference. We're not the, final court of arbitration when it comes to duality. Just drink it how you like it, but at least drink it.
So when someone's in the liquor store, they're going to see the Duality Double Malt next to the scotches and all that.
So
where are they going to find that at?
That's good question, Roger. We get that a lot. It is something we still have a little bit of challenge with retail in that it is 100% education with this one. So what we have found to be the most successful is just having it grouped with our other products. Because there really isn't a category for double malt, right? You got your single malt, you got your Irish, you got your blended. Where do you put this? Is this kind of the new wave of what we're going to see in the future? We don't know. But for right now, it's put it next to filler, put it next to Resurgence. Hope people ask about it. Inform the retail people enough that they can go, you're not going to have anything like this before. If you like the rest of the ASW products, we will almost certainly guarantee you're going to like.
So
the
it's
Duality,
really it's really in a category of its own.
Yeah, exactly.
And
There is no.
Thus, I never heard of double malt until I met these guys.
Yeah, and there's no designation for this whiskey yet in terms of a specific guideline, if we want to put it that way, and to get totally.
I mean, that's a good position to be in.
It is a good position.
Kind of like a monopoly, right?
Exactly.
Now. So, hey, folks, go check out Duality. It's an incredible sip. You know how we do it. We like to puff. We like to sip. And now this has quickly become one of my favorites. You won't see it everywhere, but hopefully soon you will, because this man right here is making it happen.
I'm making it happen.
He's going to come to your liquor store and say, sell
He's
this
coming
shit.
for you. He's going to walk in with Guido.
Exactly. So double malt Duality. It's awesome.
Thank you.
Man,
No,
for coming
thanks.
back on the show.
Guys, you were awesome. Thank you for having me. Let's drink more, smoke more. Let's have a good time.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Tell the folks over there at ASW.
Tell
Charlie and everybody.
We
Chad,
will, man.
and tell them I'm coming. Don't treat me like
You
a stepchild
guys
when I
are
stop
welcome
by.
anytime. Don't worry. We will not turn you away, my man.
We are coming. So
He
hey,
won't turn you away.
Sorry.
Unless
that was a subtle job, but we can edit that.
We're not
okay.
talking about it.
That's okay.
We're not talking about an Atlanta icon.
No, not at all.
yeah, like
Not
some
at all.
people do.
No,
Yeah,
no,
they don't do that at ASW.
No, we don't do that.
No. So
All are
all
welcome.
love all the time.
Yeah.
All right. So hey, once again, shout out to the patio. We're here at the patio ATL in the
Yes.
member room.
Hey,
Shout
hey.
out to Keith, George, Gary, and all the staff here. Thank you as always for
Thank you,
letting
thank
us
you.
invade the space. Thank you for our studio audience back
Yes.
here, Jonas.
No
Thanks,
doubt.
guys.
Jonas,
We couldn't have done it
Jared
without
back
you.
here.
Yeah.
Tell them who we got. Tell them who we got over there.
Oh, we just got two VIPs here. We got Jonah and we got Jared.
There we go.
See, and you know, Jonah put me to shame though. He rocking the pink suit and everything, or the salmon suit. I'm gonna say salmon suit. I like it. It's
Salmon.
looking
Matching
good. He looking
Louis
sharp and
Vuitton.
everything.
Sneakers.
Nice.
And Jared is a young man that's gonna take over the world one day. He came to check us out, but he's gonna take over the world.
There you go.
Screenwriter extraordinaire.
Uh-oh.
And we kicking it here with Xavier. I don't have to work the cameras on because we got Xavier to work the cameras.
My
So how
man
about that?
Z.
Xavier, thanks, man. You're the best.
Professor X.
Yeah.
So that's how we do it on the StickMen podcast. Remember to hit subscribe, hit the like button, hit the notification bell, comment, let us know what you think. And until next time, you know how we do it. Puff, sip, chat, repeat. StickMen #1, StickMen Simp, Nic Vaughn, ASW. We
Cheers.
out. Peace.
Thanks.